Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy, and today we are going to paint a really quick landscape painting, a winter landscape painting with a little bit of reflection in the water, starting out with a little offcut from watercolor paper that I trimmed down, and I have a bunch of offcuts, so I decided to cut them into these 2.5 by 3 cards, the trading card size, and do a bunch of little paintings out of them. I bought a bunch of sleeves a while ago, and they're just kind of sitting in a basket within my eyesight, and I thought, well, time to make something to put in those. So here we are. Kind of a crisp winter, like almost sunset, sunrise, kind of dusky winter scene is what I'm going for. I'm using my M-Gram watercolors and my Grabie Quil brushes. These are fast becoming a favorite. I've been wanting to try Quil brushes for a long time, and I'm really loving them quite a lot, actually. They're really nice. There's the softness that you can get with them, and then the precision with the point, and that they carry a lot of paint is really, really nice. Dropping in a little bit of bright yellow sunshine, and then I want it to feel like it's reflecting in the clouds. And then Prussian, it's always a mixture with me with these blues. I tend to mix ultramarine and Prussian together for skies, and then I'm putting in a little bit of Payne's Gray to tone it down a bit, make it feel more like a dusky sky. And yeah, just playing around, just having a good time, relaxing, painting. When I was painting this, I was listening to a book. I don't remember which one offhand. Probably my Zombie Fallout series again. Right now I'm dropping in the pale blue for the river, just to get it in place. Wet into wet. Very wet into wet painting so far, because I like the softness of the bleeds and the natural blending on the paper of the colors. It's really hard to work with blue and yellow and not mix them together accidentally and get green. That's been a challenge of mine. And the river flowing through icy snow-capped banks, and dropping in some more of that Payne's Gray Prussian blue mixture. And the Payne's Gray that I have leans blue, so it really works well with the other blues that I have. And there's dropping in some dark color where the water would be deep, and leaving it soft and lighter towards the edges a little bit. Give that feeling of reflection of the snow and the sky. And now I'm going to use the heat tool to dry this real quick. I have learned very recently, actually, that I really like wet into wet, but layering wet into wet over wet into wet is difficult. And I want my trees to be a little crispy, so we're going to put in some trees, make a little forest here. And I have my wedge brush. This is a very handy brush. I need to find it in different sizes for making forest or tree shapes quickly, super quickly. I love this brush. The paper's completely dry, and I'm just tapping in a light blue for the trees that are very distant, and we're going to layer over the top of that. So you start with your lightest and then go into your darkest, and you just tap, tap, tap. Try not to brush, and I'm keeping the brush really dry here, and loading color without adding water. And tapping in that one on that I just put in makes me feel like a skyscraper. It won't in a little while, but that's what popped in my head. That looks like a dilapidated skyscraper. And you could do that too. You could do a cityscape on the sides of an icy river, right? Why not? Put in some buildings. That's an interesting thought pattern. I might do that. Now over the top of all of the light blue, I'm going to go ahead and drop in some dark, taller trees closer to the forefront. And not all trees are straight up and down, so I do tend to lean trees now and again. I've looked at a lot of landscape paintings, and practiced quite a few. And I find landscape with slightly leaning trees to be more visually interesting. If not all of them, at least one or two that aren't perfectly perpendicular, you know? Another tall one right here. And I want it to feel more like a pine tree. So I'm trying to, and several layered upon each other visually. I love this brush because look at it. It creates that effect so fast. Love it. It's a fun brush. I recommend it. I don't remember what brand it is, but it is a favorite. It's in my favorites thing. I got it, I think, yeah, this is a Sketchbox signature brush. The Tri-Wedge number, I think that's an 8. Maybe a 3. Hold on, I need my glasses. Here I am dropping in some more details, wet over dry. But my brush is, once again, still very dry. Mostly pigment, almost no water. It is a size 8. And size is relative, depending on brand. So you can't really go by that. But a tri-wedge brush is lots and lots of fun to use. I'm just doing a little bit of dry brushing to get some more dark depth. This is supposed to be kind of a dusky scene, so my blues would not be vibrant. And then I remembered reflections of trees in the water. A little bit, maybe it's a little still, not quite as rapidly moving on the surface, so we can get those nice reflections. Yeah, I dig it. And now I'm thinking about my whites and how do I want to make this look like snow. I went in too far with the blue there. I'm trying to pick it up. Just water, a clean wet brush, and I'm dropping water in there to kind of activate the paint a little bit, and then trying to pick it back up. Drying the brush and come back in and pick it up, or like this, blot, paper towel, cloth, whatever you have. Some paints won't pick up nicely because they're very staining, and some paints do. It's hit and miss. A little bit of blue for reflective purposes. The trees, the clouds, and that duskier lighting would create lots of shadows over the snow. And I'm like thinking I'm getting a little carried away with the blue, but I need some tree trunks. So here I am with brown. Any brown will do, really, because I'm painting it over the top of a blue, and I just want it to read as a brown. So I think I'm using, I actually don't remember off the top of my head. It's a medium brown color in my palette, which is put away at the moment, so I can't even grab it for the color. Sorry about that. But honestly, any brown that you have, or if you can mix a brown, that works as well. And I'm trying to create tree trunks. It's effective enough. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in some quick, distant tree trunks. Maybe they're bare trees that, don't have any leaves on them anymore. Give our taller trees a few trunks. This is really a very meditative little process to paint these small paintings. There's not a lot of pressure, and it's just this little card. So if you mess it up, you can just untape, and I did. I messed up several. Untape them, set them aside, let them dry, and I'm going to do a different medium and different something over the top. Or you can gesso them and do an acrylic, or I'm going to do probably pastels over the top of the other ones. Oh, I got out my bleed proof white. It's Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. I believe a bottle of it is like $7 to $10 at most art supply places. I picked mine up at Michael's craft store here in town. And I'm not trying to go over the whole bits of snow. I'm just trying to crisp up some edges. Make it feel like the snow is like overlapping the water and the bank, and leaving a little bit of blue for shadowing. I feel like the snow got a little too dark. And then the edges of my water and were not quite there. And I want some snow and ice floating on the top there. And these are very quick little paintings, no pressure. And this is again pretty dry, not very wet. And the watercolor paper is either Arches Rough or these offcuts, or Strathmore cold press. All 140 pound. I don't have any offcuts of my 300 pound paper yet. Let's get in some more crisp snow effect right there. Little dots in the distance. Little break up that shadowing that I got carried away with. And then kind of give a sweeping texture so that it looks like it's coming down a hillside. And make this look more mounded, like there's a mound of snow there, slipping into the water. Yeah, digging this. Hopefully you guys are liking it too. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about this one. I find the snowy paintings with lots of white to be very challenging. Going over with a little bit of more blue, just a touch. Trying to get that reflective feeling. And we're all done. I'm going to take off the tape and see our finished painting. Super quick, super fast, and I really like how it turned out. And you can do this practice over and over again until you feel comfortable or you get the effect you like. You can go over the top of it with other mediums to get the effect you want. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with this one. Just a quick little painting to share with you guys. I hope you like it. Let's do a little close-up so you can see all the textures. And I think that glow in the back really works this time. I'm very happy with this. Thank you for being here, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.